Welcome back, Conquerors. Your presence and support mean everything, and I'm truly glad you're here. And if you're new here, welcome to Awake and Conquer, where we break down the deeper energy behind the cosmos so you can work with it wisely, clearly, and powerfully. The March 18th, 2026. New moon is one of the most spiritually loaded new moons of the year. This new moon is exact at 28 degrees and 27 minutes of Pisces on March 18th at 9:23 p.m. Eastern. And let's begin with the facts, because accuracy matters here. This is not an eclipse. The eclipse happened earlier this month, on March 3rd, during the Virgo-Pisces total lunar eclipse. This new moon comes after that, which means it carries the feeling of emotional aftermath, integration, release, and reset. It is also not a supermoon, so this lunation is powerful, but not because of eclipse mechanics or supermoon status. It is powerful because of its sign, degree, and surrounding planetary conditions. And Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac. That matters. Pisces rules endings, spiritual surrender, intuition, dreams, compassion, divine timing, healing, hidden emotions, and what must dissolve before something new can be born. This is the last new moon before Aries season begins, so energetically, this feels like a closing chapter before a fresh astrological year begins on March 20th when the sun enters Aries. This is not the kind of new moon that says force it. This is the kind of new moon that says listen more deeply. Release what is expired, clear what is foggy, trust what your spirit has been trying to tell you. Now let's talk about the bigger astrological picture. At this new moon, we have a heavy Pisces concentration. The sun and moon join in Pisces, Mercury is retrograde in Pisces, Mars is in Pisces, and the North Node is also in Pisces. That is a major concentration of water energy, intuition, emotional sensitivity, and karmic themes. When the North Node is involved, events can feel faded. When Mercury retrograde is involved, old emotions, unfinished conversations, spiritual confusion, memory, dreams, and inner reflection all become louder. So yes, Mercury is retrograde during this new moon. That means this is not ideal energy for rushing major decisions based purely on emotion. Mercury in Pisces is already less linear and more symbolic, intuitive, and impressionistic. In retrograde, it can blur timelines, distort communication, revive the past, and make people feel things very strongly before they fully understand them. Mercury does go direct on March 20th, just 2 days later, which tells us that this new moon may bring realizations before it brings total clarity. This is a feel first, understand later lunation. Now let's go deeper into the aspects. First, this new moon is supported by Uranian energy in Taurus, bringing sudden insights, breakthroughs, and real-world changes that can shift your direction in powerful ways. This is one of the most important signatures in the chart. Uranus brings awakening, surprise, innovation, liberation, and sudden insight. In Taurus, it pushes change in practical life, money, stability, the body, the home, and material security. So this new moon is deeply emotional and spiritual, but it is not meant to stay vague forever. Uranus opens a door for real-world shifts, helpful changes, creative ideas, and unexpected breakthroughs. Second, the new moon also forms a wider supportive connection to Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto intensifies everything it touches. In Aquarius, Pluto transforms collective systems, group dynamics, technology, identity within community, and long-term social direction. This makes the Pisces new moon more psychologically revealing. Hidden truth rises, emotional honesty matters. Patterns that were buried can surface. This is excellent energy for inner work, shadow work, journaling, prayer, meditation, energy clearing, and deep truth-telling with yourself. Third, this lunation sits close enough to Neptune across the Pisces-Aries cusp to add even more dreamlike, mystical, psychic, and porous energy. This can heighten inspiration, spiritual connection, imagination, intuition, compassion, and creativity. But it can also increase idealization, escapism, false hope, confusion, exhaustion, and blurred boundaries. So the gift is vision. The caution is illusion. Fourth, Mercury retrograde is tightly conjunct the North Node in Pisces. That is a big karmic signature. Old messages may return. Past choices may make more sense now. Soul lessons around truth, trust, intuition, forgiveness, communication, and surrender can reappear. This can feel fated. You may reconnect with something unfinished, not because you are meant to stay in the past, but because you are meant to finally understand it. Fifth, Mars in Pisces is in a flowing trine to Jupiter in Cancer, and Jupiter is freshly direct. This helps a lot. Mars in Pisces can feel indirect, but Jupiter in Cancer supports emotional growth, faith, nourishment, protection, home healing, and inner expansion. This trine says that compassionate action, intuitive action, and spiritually aligned action can move you forward now. Not reckless action. Aligned action. Sixth, Venus in Aries is squaring Jupiter in Cancer. This can bring excess, emotional overreaction, impulsive spending, inflated expectations in love, overeating, overpromising, or moving too fast because something feels exciting. So while the new moon itself is soft and mystical, this Venus-Jupiter square warns against emotional exaggeration. Beautiful feelings are not always the same as stable facts. And finally, Saturn and Neptune are close together in early Aries, with Saturn also in supportive relationship to Pluto. This is profound. Saturn wants structure, discipline, realism, and accountability. Neptune wants transcendence, dreams, surrender, and spirit. Together they ask one powerful question. How do you turn vision into reality? This is not just a dreamer's new moon. It is a transition point between dissolving the old and preparing to build the new. So what does this new moon mean overall? It means emotional truth is surfacing. It means your intuition is louder than usual. It means the universe may not be giving you a loud external sign, but it is giving you internal knowing. It means closure before initiation. It means sensitivity before momentum. It means surrender before action. And because this new moon is at such a late degree of Pisces, it carries end-of-cycle energy. Something is ending. A belief, a dream, a version of you, a confusion, a grief, a delay, a chapter that has already spiritually expired. This new moon is your invitation to let it go with grace. What it means for the elements. Water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. For water signs, this new moon feels natural, powerful, and personal. You are likely to feel more intuitive, emotional, reflective, and spiritually open than usual. The supportive trine from Jupiter in Cancer adds blessing energy, especially for healing, inner security, home life, and emotional restoration. For Pisces especially, this can feel like a major soul reset. For Cancer, there is support, faith, and emotional renewal. For Scorpio, this can bring creative depth, romance, spiritual revelation, and emotional honesty. The caution is overwhelm. Feel deeply, but stay grounded in reality. So, Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is your moment to translate emotion into form. The new moon sextile to Uranus in Taurus, well, it can really bring breakthroughs around money, stability, habits, health, and practical direction. Virgo, you might feel this especially strongly, since the March 3rd lunar eclipse activated the Virgo-Pisces axis earlier in the month, and this new moon helps continue that reset. Taurus, you could receive unexpected, helpful insight. And Capricorn, you can use this energy for meaningful conversations, intuitive planning, and spiritual clarity. The one caution for Earth signs? Try not to resist what is gently trying to change. Now, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This new moon might feel like emotional saturation. You usually process things through thought, but Pisces is asking for feeling, faith, and surrender instead. Gemini, you may especially notice the mutable pressure, since this new moon falls late in Pisces, and really activates mutable signs strongly. Libra, you may feel relationship and emotional balance issues more intensely right now. And Aquarius, you might notice the deeper psychological push of Pluto in your sign blending with this new moon's transformational undertone. The lesson for air signs is to stop trying to think your way through every feeling. Listen, then decide. Fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, are really being asked to slow down enough to hear what's happening beneath the surface. Aries is especially important here because Neptune and Saturn are sitting in early Aries, and Venus is also in Aries, so identity, direction, desire, and future structure are all heating up. But this new moon is still Pisces energy, so honestly, pushing too hard or too soon could totally backfire. Leo may need extra rest and emotional clarity right now. Sagittarius, you might feel some tension between wanting to move and needing to surrender. The lesson for fire signs is simple: not every breakthrough arrives through force. Some arrive through receptivity. The best ways to work with this new moon are actually pretty gentle. Journal what is ending, write what you are ready to forgive. Pray, meditate, sit in silence, or do water-based rituals. Pay attention to your dreams, symbols, and any repeated emotional themes. Wait for full clarity before making rushed decisions if your emotions are running high. Set intentions around healing, intuition, spiritual trust, emotional peace, divine timing, compassion, creativity, and release. Here are affirmations for the 4 elements. For water signs. I trust my intuition completely. I allow emotional healing to flow through me. I release the past and welcome spiritual renewal. I am safe to feel deeply and clearly. I move with divine timing and inner peace. For earth signs, I ground spiritual insight into real-world action. I build stability from truth, not fear. I welcome practical changes that support my future. I trust the wisdom of slow, steady transformation. I create strong foundations for my next chapter. For air signs, I honor both my thoughts and my feelings. I allow clarity to rise naturally. I release mental overthinking and trust inner knowing. I communicate with grace, wisdom, and truth. I am open to insight, healing, and revelation. For fire signs, I act only when my spirit is aligned. I trust that stillness can be powerful. I release urgency and welcome clear direction. I channel my passion with wisdom and purpose. I am preparing for a strong and aligned new beginning. This Pisces new moon is not here to rush you. It is here to clear you, to soften you, to reveal what is true beneath the noise. And as Mercury prepares to turn direct and Aries season approaches, this is your sacred pause before forward motion returns. So, use this new moon wisely. Release what is done, listen to what is real, and set intentions for the life that is trying to emerge through you. If this message helped you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this energy update right now. And in the comments, tell me one thing you are releasing under this Pisces new moon.